Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Tate was taken aback when Holly surprised him on Christmas Day by dropping by John and Marlena's condo. Holly explained that she had come to apologize to Tate for how she had been treating him badly. Holly pointed out that she had tried to get close to Johnny by using Tate. Holly went on to say that she had been intoxicated the night before, and that she regretted spending her birthday and Christmas Eve alone herself. Holly regretted not seeing Tate, who was standing right in front of her, since she had been too preoccupied with a fantasy involving Johnny. Tate expressed his sentiment that he felt pathetic for wanting to be with Holly while she was pursuing another person. Tate questioned whether Holly was requesting a second chance when she brought up the subject. Tate recalled that he had bought Holly a birthday present, and Holly told him that she didn't deserve a second chance for the way she had treated him. When Tate gave Holly a first copy of Pride and Prejudice that Tate had bought on eBay, Holly was moved. Holly expressed her gratitude to Tate and described the present as ideal, grinning broadly. Tate was then asked by Holly whether he would want to go on a date. Holly accepted Tate's suggestion to have dinner at the bistro on New Year's Eve. Tate and Holly expressed their excitement for their next date. Rafe and Jada slept late at Rafe's house and woke up in bed. They made jokes about staying in bed together all day on Christmas Day. Rafe mentioned that his mother and Gabby had decorated his house, and Jada stated that she loved it after they made love. Warmly stating that Rafe's residence felt like home, Jada said. Rafe mentioned that his family has a Christmas custom of making tamales for Jada. Rafe announced that he would be bringing tamales to Gabby at Statesville later that day after Jada gave her permission. Rafe received praise from Jada for being a wonderful brother. Rafe promised himself he wouldn't stop until he tracked down Lee's murderer and brought Gabby home. To help Rafe forget about Gabby, Jada suggested that they play a game of Christmas trivia. They laughed for a while before getting back into bed. Jada later stated that she didn't think she had ever felt the same way about Rafe. Jada continued, saying that Rafe gave her the same sense of security. Rafe expressed his gratitude for having Jada in his life. Jada gave Rafe a kiss. Ava and Stefan sought to hide their whereabouts from Harris on the loading docks. With a distant demeanor, Stefan entered the bistro. Ava noticed that Harris would be cold as he threw his coat over her. Harris claimed that he was okay with being chilly. Harris remarked, "Being lied to is something I do mind." Harris surmised that Ava had been fabricating her claim that she had ended their relationship because she had a crush on Stephanie. Harris questioned Ava if she was in love with Stefan after remembering that he had accidentally discovered her with Stefan. The inquiry seemed to hurt Ava at first, but she later lied and said she and Stefan were dating. In the end, Harris deduced that Ava was telling the truth. Ava remarked that Stefan brought back too many memories of Jake and that she had never moved on from Jake. Harris expressed his wish that Ava had come clean to him sooner. Ava tried to walk away, saying she was sorry she had tricked him. Ava begged Harris to take care of himself and promised to remember every second they had spent together. "You too?" Harris responded. When she was out of sight, Ava found it difficult to control her feelings while Harris let out a long, puzzled sigh. Stefan and Harris were standing side by side on the docks a few moments later. Stefan was cautioned by Harris not to play games with Ava. Harris said he would be keeping an eye on Stefan and then walked away. Tripp and Wendy huddled together on a park bench. Tripp remarked that he and Wendy were going to have dinner with Steve and Kayla for Christmas, and Wendy remembered that her mother had asked Wendy to go back to China because to Wei Shin's condition. While Tripp felt sorry for Wendy, he questioned if it was reasonable to expect her to give up her life in Salem. Wendy said she was still in the process of making a decision. Wendy acknowledged that she had a duty to her parents, but she questioned how she was going to abandon Tripp and the life she had built in Salem. Wendy hugged Tripp. Wendy claimed that her mother was unaware of her existence in Salem. Tripp declared that he would honor Wendy's choice. Tripp went to buy Wendy and himself some hot chocolate. Melinda came over to wish Wendy a happy Christmas right before Tripp departed. Wendy wasn't done with Melinda for using Lai. Melinda declared that she had loved Lai and referred to him as a good man who had erred horribly out of love. Wendy agreed with Melinda and claimed Gabby was to fault for pushing Lai into his illegal actions. Melinda became emotional as she expressed her regret for not being more receptive to love. Wendy stated that Melinda still had time to be more receptive to love. Melinda became tearful and said she hadn't been enjoying herself lately and didn't think she was worthy of love. Melinda flatteringly complimented Wendy and said she hoped Wendy didn't feel the same way about herself. Wendy graciously accepted Melinda's praise and acknowledged her need for guidance. Wendy mentioned to Melinda that she was conflicted about what she owed to her parents and that her mother had wished for her to return to China. Melinda inquired about Wendy's desires as soon as Tripp got back. Wendy glanced at Melinda and smiled when Tripp inquired how things were doing. "More than okay," confidently stated Wendy. A few moments later, Ava was in Horton Town Square with Tripp and Wendy, wishing each other a happy Christmas. Tripp announced that he was sharing some exciting news with Wendy. Quick to judge, Ava inquired as to Tripp and Wendy's intended marriage. When Wendy announced that she was relocating to China, Ava was taken aback. "And I'm moving with her," Tripp stated, grabbing Wendy's hand. "Do you believe Gabby should stay with Stefan indefinitely, or do you think she should find new love? With the new cast, would Gabby file for divorce from Stefan and look for a new romantic beginning?" According to teasers for Days of Our Lives, Gabby's life will undergo significant changes in 2024, so stay tuned. That is why it would be so heinous if Stefan betrays Gabby in the company of Ava Vitali. Days teasers suggest that although Ava and Stefan's pretend romance would temporarily placate Harris Michaels, it may eventually develop into a genuine relationship. Will Gabby and Stefan get a divorce because of Ava's situation? Regardless of whether they go too far, Gabby might think Stefan is just interested in Ava at this point. After Hope found out she was pregnant and a paternity test confirmed Patrick Lockhart was the father, Beau experienced even more heartbreak. But in a surprising turn of events, Beau, who was looking into Patrick, discovered him in a warehouse with Hope, who was giving birth, and ended up assisting his fancy face in delivering a baby girl. At that point, Patrick came clean and admitted that he had paid a doctor to produce phony paternity tests. The baby's father was Beau. This is where the plot was made fun of. They got back together when Patrick was arrested, and for nearly 2 weeks before Ciara Alice Brady was given her name, Beau referred to their newborn as Doodlebug. But did you know that Doodlebug's transformation into Ciara was all the result of fan influence? Knowing that Hope was expecting a girl, the serial offered viewers the opportunity to choose her name at the beginning of the month leading up to her delivery. Following a process of elimination, the final names that could be chosen were Cassidy, Darcy, Rory, Bridget, and Ciara. With that, the character of Ciara was created. She's had her fair share of ups and downs since then, but she's also found love with Ben, and the two of them are soon to become parents. It's the ideal moment to reflect back on her life from the beginning, from being abducted to finding love and everything in between, in our photo gallery below as we celebrate her birthday. Thanks for watching if you liked this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.